They say secrets don't stay buried forever, and when they finally come out, they explode with a force that can shake the strongest of foundations. That's exactly what happened when LaTisha Scott decided to expose the dark past involving her husband, Marsau, and a woman named Sunni. For years, whispers circled the love and marriage. Huntsville universe about something unspoken, something unresolved between Marsau and Sunni. But no one expected that LaTisha herself would be the one to bring everything into the light, especially at the age of 45, when most women are entering a phase of peace, growth, and power. She chose this moment to tell the truth, to reclaim her voice, and to finally break her silence. And the internet has not been the same since. Marsau was always the polished professional man who played the family card with confidence. Fans saw him as a businessman, a provider, a no-nonsense kind of guy. Sunni, on the other hand, was a more mysterious presence. Not a regular on-screen figure, but always close enough to the core cast to raise eyebrows. The connection between them was subtle, but real ones saw it. Every stolen glance, every awkward silence when her name came up, every time Marsau avoided answering a direct question about his past, it all added up. There was a story there, but for years, no one could quite pin it down. Until now. It all began when LaTisha went live on social media during what should have been a joyful moment, her birthday. Turning 45 is a big milestone, and many expected a celebration. What they got instead was a revelation. LaTisha sat in front of the camera, calm but clearly burdened. The emotion in her voice was heavy, but there was a sense of resolve in her eyes. She began by thanking her fans for years of support, but then she pivoted. Her tone shifted. She said, "You reach a point where protecting someone else's secrets becomes self-betrayal. I'm done lying for people who never told the truth to begin with." And with that, she opened a chapter that Marsau hoped would never be revisited. LaTisha began to unravel a timeline, dates, places, moments that had never made sense to her until recently. She said she had started going through old emails and messages while doing some digital cleaning. What she found, she claimed, stopped her cold. There were messages between Marsau and Sunni that were far from professional. They weren't just casual conversations, they were emotional, coded, and laced with affection. Some dated back over a decade, even before she and Marsau were officially married, but a few were far more recent. She presented receipts, screenshots of text messages, email threads, and even a few voice notes. In one particular message, Sunni wrote, "I miss what we had. I know things can never go back, but I think about you often." That was dated 2 years ago. LaTisha said she had never seen that message before, and when she confronted Marsau, his reaction was not what she expected. He didn't deny it. Instead, he said, "It was a long time ago. It doesn't mean anything now." But for LaTisha, it meant everything. It was proof that her suspicions weren't paranoia. They were real. What followed was even more disturbing. LaTisha claimed that Marsau had once helped Sunni cover up a questionable real estate deal that nearly turned into a legal nightmare. According to her, Marsau used his company's resources to help Sunni shuffle money and make it appear as if she was financially stable enough to invest in a property development project. But when the deal fell through and questions started coming from financial regulators, Marsau allegedly pulled strings to clean up the mess before anyone found out. It was risky, and it could have cost him his license. LaTisha said she only learned about it because she found a file hidden deep in their home office drive, labeled Legal Private. That file, she said, contained documentation that proved Marsau had signed off on financial documents for Sunni that he shouldn't have touched. The dates lined up with a time when Marsau was supposedly working late nights for a big contract. The betrayal wasn't just emotional or physical, it was professional. It was a lie that touched every part of their lives. LaTisha then shared something even more personal, a handwritten letter. She found it in one of Marsau's old storage boxes while she was helping clean out their garage. It was worn and folded, clearly aged. The letter was from Sunni. It was emotional, vulnerable, and intimate. She talked about how much Marsau meant to her, how she regretted how things ended, and how she hoped that one day he would forgive her. It referenced trips they had taken, moments they had shared, and one particular night in Atlanta that LaTisha had never heard about. The detail was too precise to ignore. She said she felt like she had been punched in the gut, and just when viewers thought it couldn't get worse, LaTisha revealed that Sunni had reached out to her privately just a few weeks before the live video. In her message, Sunni didn't deny the relationship. Instead, she expressed remorse. She said she never meant to hurt LaTisha and that her past with Marsau was complicated. She claimed she thought he had moved on and didn't realize how much LaTisha knew. Sunni said she was trying to make peace with her past, and that meant coming clean to the one person who deserved the truth. The internet exploded. Fans were divided. Some praised LaTisha for her courage, for standing up and telling the truth after years of holding back. Others questioned why she waited so long, or whether she had ulterior motives. But regardless of opinions, the facts were undeniable. Marsau and Sunni had a history, and that history had been hidden from the public, and from LaTisha, for far too long. In the days that followed, Marsau attempted damage control. He released a statement saying that he respected LaTisha's journey and that every marriage goes through trials. He didn't directly deny the allegations, but he also didn't take full accountability. Sunni, on the other hand, has stayed quiet. No interviews, no posts, just silence. LaTisha has since gained a wave of support from women across social media who see her as a symbol of strength and transparency. She's done several interviews, speaking more openly than ever before about the pressures of being in the spotlight, of maintaining an image, and of learning to love herself again after betrayal. Her words have inspired many, and her story continues to unfold. But the biggest takeaway? Secrets have a shelf life, and no matter how deeply they're buried, the truth finds a way to the surface. LaTisha Scott made sure of that. And in doing so, she didn't just expose a scandal, she reclaimed her power. Now, the world watches as the dust settles, as relationships are tested, and as the Scott family redefines what truth, loyalty, and healing really mean in the public eye. One thing is clear, nothing will ever be the same again.